All right, folks, so today we are going to factor trinomials by splitting the middle term. Standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to factor out the GCF if possible. Remember to use your factor sheet if you need it. Step 2, we're going to create the magic x. So the magic x looks like this, and we're going to take a, multiply it by c up top, and put b on the bottom. So a comes from ax squared, c comes from c at the end, and then b is in the center with the x. And then we're going to find two numbers that multiply to equal the top and add to give you the bottom. So it's kind of like a little bit of a puzzle. And again, you're going to use your factor sheet to do that. Once we've done that, we're going to use the two numbers you found in step 3 to split the middle term. And then we're going to continue to factor by grouping, which is what we did in the notes for 4.1. So let's take a look here. So for 2, 15, and 17, our GCF is 1. And if your GCF is 1, you don't have to divide by it because nothing will change. Then we're going to create the magic x. First, let me actually write down what a, b, and c are. So a equals 2, b equals 15, and c equals negative 17. So if I create the magic x, I'm going to do a times c. So that's these two, and that's going to be negative 34. And then I'm going to do the b on the bottom, so that's going to be 15. Now what you want to do is take a look at your factors chart and look at 34. So in 34, you have two numbers. You have 134 and you have 2 and 17. Those are your two combinations. Now if the top number is negative, I'm going to subtract these. So 1 minus 34 equals negative 33. But that's not what I want. I want 15. So that is not my combo, and I'm not going to use it. And then I'm going to look at the next combo. So 2 minus 17 is negative 15. Well, that's pretty close. It's negative 15, but I want positive 15. So if you want the opposite sign, all we have to do is do 17 minus 2, rearrange it to get positive 15. After we have that, we're going to split the middle term. So I'm going to bring down my first term, 2x squared. I'm going to split up the middle term. And I'm going to split it up into the two numbers that I came up with, which is positive 17x and minus 2x. I'm going to bring down the negative 17. We're going to group the first set and take out the GCF. So the GCF for the first set is 1x. So if we divide by 1x, we wind up getting 2x plus 17. In the second set, my GCF is negative 1. Now it's negative because it starts with a negative here. If I divide by negative 1, I wind up getting 2x plus 17. So remember, these are supposed to match. If they match, then we've done it correctly, and that means we can write our answer. So the answer for this problem is going to be the matching set, 2x plus 17, and then you're going to take your GCFs, so these, or you can look here, this. And that's going to create your second factor, 1x minus 1. All right, so GCF first. So GCF for this problem is 3. Because it's 3, we're going to divide by it, so we get the numbers smaller. We get x squared plus 6x plus 8. Then we're going to make the magic x. So a equals 1, b equals 6, c equals 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 6 is on the bottom. So the numbers for 8 are 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. Now because the 8's positive, I'm going to add. So 1 plus 8 equals 9. Well, that's not what I want, so that's not the combination that we're looking for. 2 plus 4 is going to equal 6. So that's the combo that we want. So we're going to do 2 and 4. We're going to split the middle term. So we have x squared, split the middle term, plus 2x plus 4x, bring down the 8. Group the first two. GCF for the first two is 1x. When we divide by that, we get x plus 2. GCF for the second set is going to be 4. And I know it's a positive 4 because it starts with a plus. So if I divide by 4, I wind up getting x plus 2. So remember, they match. That's a good thing. We want them to match. So we want to write our answer. Now our answer this time has to include the GCF from the beginning, which I tend to forget. So this from the beginning has to go in front. And then I have x plus 2 as my matching set, and then x plus 4 as what I took out. Okay, last one. All right, GCF for this first one is going to be 2x this time. So if I divide them all by 2x, I get 6x squared plus 7x minus 3. We'll have a equals 6, b equals 7, and c equals negative 3. On the top, we're going to have 6 times negative 3, which is negative 18, and 7's on the bottom. If you look at your factor sheet, you have 1 and 18, you have 2 and 9, and you have 3 and 6. So again, the top's negative, so we're going to subtract. So 1 minus 18 is negative 17. That's not what we want. So we're going to not use that combo. We're going to go to the next one. 2 minus 9 is negative 7. While that's super close, I want positive 7, so I'm going to do 9 minus 2 instead to get positive 7. So my combo is 9 and negative 2. We're going to split the middle term. So 6x squared plus 9x minus 2x. Bring down the negative 3. Group the first two. So the first set, GCF, is 3x. So we're going to divide by 3x on both sides. And when we do that, we're going to get 2x plus 3. In the second set, if you notice, it starts with a negative. So we're going to take out a negative and then a 1. So let's divide by negative 1. And when I do that, I get positive 2x plus 3. Remember, that's good. It matches, so that means we did it correctly. So let's write our answer. So our answer has to include the GCF from the beginning, which was 2x. And my matching set is 2x plus 3. And then my set that I took out is 3x minus 1.